It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Colts and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
We're in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. This was the scene a few minutes ago, the dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 25 carries, 119 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 115 yards and a touchdown.
And they've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Lawrence. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. 7 yards to pick up there. On 2nd down, it's Sermon. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And this is Sermon. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They give to Sermon out of the gun. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. He'll dump this off to Sermon, complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced a 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced a dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20.
Let's go. Let's do this.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Shotgun now for Wentz. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Bobby Brown in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the turn of a 9-yard loss.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And what a great call defensively there, because they decided to bring pressure off the corner. And a lot of times, those big linemen, they can't account for the speed of a defensive back. And that time, he made a beeline right for the quarterback and got him. The cat blitz, tough to defend.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken inside his own 40. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there. Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
From the gun, Sermon.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Now Lawrence to throw. Here's Tony on the quick slant. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here in the first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. So pass interference the call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The officials letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the first quarter.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, Sermon. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And they'll run with Sermon. And Sermon is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal? Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Indy set to go on offense once more.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
Gets by him at the 25. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he will finally be taken out of bounds as it's an enormous play there on the final snap of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of Pittman here. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Into the red zone, Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
Wentz.
And that's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Here's Taylor again.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. Now Wentz. Dancing to his left. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Now Lawrence. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
This will be caught by Brown.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now a handoff, Sermon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Lawrence escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the handoff, Sermon.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. They set up the screen for Sermon.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 34-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Sermon now on 1st and 10.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On the option to give to Sermon here.
He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lawrence. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
And the Colts getting ready to go.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The offense on 3rd down tonight. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's a nice run right there. Able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
1st and 10. Here's Wentz. Caught here by Griffin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Wentz. Flushed. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw, it's Wentz. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And his kick is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And the clock reads 30 seconds to go, so really not a whole lot of time to speak of.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete to Tony.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Lawrence.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
They go play action now. Lawrence. This to the outside. It's Sermon.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
But to throw again is Lawrence. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll begin in the AFC North, up at Paul Brown Stadium. Baltimore in town to take on Cincinnati. And it's the Ravens who have the lead as they play the second quarter. Sammy Watkins, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game. and they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill's thrown a touchdown there. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And even though they trail, they've had success running the football. Over 100 yards rushing as a team in those first 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they didn't have quite the same kind of success running the football. But still, not bad for one half of play.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Sermon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Lawrence eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now Lawrence. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Carson Wentz and the Colt offense ready to go back to work. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Wentz's throw taken in by Pascal. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Let's go.
53 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down of the sack. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
A give for Sermon running right.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Here's Lawrence.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Shotgun now for Wentz.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He finds his man, complete. That's Griffin. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. Ouch. but you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
Wentz will give to Taylor on the draw.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And Pascal's got it.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Wentz now on 1st down.
He'll get this one to Pittman.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one. As that now will wind up an incomplete pass.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Wentz. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
Cleveland offense making their way out.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Nick Needham picks it off, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Takes it at the 7. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Browns set and ready to go on offense.
Throwing after the interception, Lawrence. Man open left side is Brown. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Checks it down to Sermon out of the backfield.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. A big play that time for Cleveland.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And what was amazing to me was the fact he was able to get as much on the ball as he did because he was on the run. Normally, when you're on the move like that, you don't expect the ball to go that far. You would think you need your lower body to be involved. That was an all-arm throw.
Sermon, they'll try the left side with it. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Sermon. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Lawrence will throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets him that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer. Create space for our run.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
The Colts on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Tony. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On a jet sweep, here comes Tony. On 1st down, Lawrence. He's got Jordan complete right side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. It's complete to Cook. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump. And he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
They'll try and throw for it. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And the formula there on the two-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Fielded right around the 8.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. And the Colts coming out now.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They give to Taylor out of the gun.
Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
2nd down and 7.
To throw is Wentz.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Here's J.K. Scott now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fielded at the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Browns set to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And they'll run with Sermon to begin the drive.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They go play action with Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Taken down by Pete Werner.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Chauncey Golston. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Now Wentz. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. Shifts by him. Oh, he sheds himself free. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 3rd down, here's Sermon. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So now Wentz and the Colts offense down 20-13, a little under 1:50 remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw taken in by Pascal. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Back to throw. Wentz. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. To throw is Wentz. Finding Pascal. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the 1st down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as the understand where they are in the field?
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Wentz to throw. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. And 2nd down. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane and knock it away as we just saw there.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Pass complete to Alec Cox. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise, but how about the coverage there, able to bat it down.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And they'll indeed take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but